Okay guys, I'm actually gonna try and do a little impression casting today. Try and make a prototype that I can use to make future castings. So what we're going to do is just use this big tub, and we're going to try and get this sand packed in here as much as we can, because it's going to be a pretty good sized piece. And I may have to do a little doctoring to the mold. So as usual, when I'm doing this takes a lot of time, so I'm going to time lapse it. And basically I'm just going to hush for right now and get this thing filled up. So we'll be back at you talking in a little bit, but we'll just keep this going in a time lapse. So I'll talk at you in a few. Okay guys, we are outside and it is an absolutely gorgeous day for a change. I've got some copper out here for our prototype skull we're going to do, and this is, you know, bright bare, but it's really not bright bare. I mean, if you go to melt this right now or stick it in your furnace, you're going to end up with a black cloud of smoke, especially if you're in your garage. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take and burn this stuff off with the torch a little bit and get it cleaned up, and then we will stick it in the furnace and we will be right back at you. So I'm going to clean this stuff up and I'll be back at you in a bit. Hey guys, just briefly I wanted to show you, you remember I said that this is what they call bright copper, and I was saying it wasn't, and the reason, well, it is technically that, but it actually has a very fine little thin plastic coating on it. And I said I was going to burn it off. I just wanted to show you what I was talking about. You see all that on that brick? That's where I've been taking the torch, and literally the plastic has melted off. And that's what it looks like after the fact. So basically what I do is I burn it or hit it with the torch till it doesn't burn anymore, till there's no more fire and no more smoke. Then I let it cool and I roll them up, and then they go into here to melt, and that will keep you from having that big, you know, black cloud of smoke by just putting that bright bear, supposedly as they call it, right into your furnace. I do want to show you guys something. Can you see that? See what he says? If you remember a few videos back, I asked y'all to help me name this, and I got several names for it. There was actually, it was actually a toss-up finally between this one and Puff. I went with this one because usually when I'm relaxing in my easy chair doing a coin hunt or something and I find a piece of silver, I holler out, "Hi-oh, silver," and Cheryl usually starts laughing or whatever. But anyway, this is what I chose. It was suggested by Shane York, and I actually went with this one simply because that's what he said in his comment. You know, as a pun, and you walk outside, you can go, "Hi, old silver." So that's what I did. That's what I went with, Shane. So thank you for your input. Our little old furnace now has a name. So, and if you're watching this, Shane, in all my videos is my email address. Drop me an email if you would with your address so I can send you a sticker. And just so everybody knows, this was not a contest. It was not anything. I just want to gift a sticker to him. So YouTube, don't worry that this was a giveaway. It was not. It was never intended to be a giveaway. So anyway, if you would, I would just like to send you a sticker, and I need your address to do that. So if you would, go ahead and send that to me. Alright guys, we're going to let this fire up some more. I just wanted to show you what I was talking about, how all that stuff burns off of this so-called bright bear, but that's what you end up with. So if you don't care about the smoke and you're outside, but you're going to get a lot of soot in your furnace too, which makes it harder when you're doing your copper. But anyhow, I'll get back at you guys in just a bit. Okay guys, we are ready to do our pour. I actually have my metal probably hotter than I should have it, but I want it to flow into this because this is actually going to be my prototype that I'm going to clean up and actually do pours with. So, okay, and I'm actually fairly certain that I have enough metal in there to do this. I actually wanted to have a little excess, but anyhow, we are going to go ahead and try this out and see what happens. I know my metal's hot. I can hear it popping. It's actually hotter than it should be, but here we go, guys. Okay, I can go ahead and unplug the furnace. I think I got a good pour. That's what I wanted. It filled very good. It is still molten. So I know that that is very, very hot. We're going to let it glaze over. But I think this is actually going to be exactly what I want. Look at that metal just popping off of that because it's cold. That sand is cold. You see it popping off? Let it back off and let it do its thing. Very hot. A lot of metal there. Just don't burn through my plastic mold. There it goes. It's starting to set now. We actually got a little bit of runoff there, which we'll cut off, but that is fine. Still molten. Amazing. But like I said, except for that little ear right there that just rolled off at the end, because I actually way filled it, but that little bit rolled off at the end just simply because it was all stacked up, and as it was cooling it just moved that way. Probably where I didn't, I mean, I have my block level, but I probably didn't have that sand, which it's just an impression mold. I didn't care about perfection. So, but I do believe we got it, guys. I think we got it on the first pour. And then what I'm going to do with this is I will clean it up, detail it out, and then I will actually use this to do my future castings. I'm going to go ahead and let this furnace cool off. I know we had some extra metal in there, but I wanted to make sure I had more than enough. So I'm just going to let that cool down naturally. Not going to worry about pouring it out. Just want to make sure we're solid in the center before we start moving this thing around, because that's a lot of metal there, and that copper, you know, it stays hot for a long time. Now comes the fun explosion. Guys, I think we got it. I think we got her. A little bit of trimming and we're going to be in good shape with this guy. And it's heavy. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. We did get it. Beautiful. Beautiful. So except for those couple of little ears right there. And this actually came after the pour. I didn't over pour it. It was stacked way up and it just bled over because the gravity was pulling it down. But that is great. So what I'll do is detail this thing out, and then we will use it to do our next one. So that is awesome. It came out just like I wanted it to. Too bad we didn't get another ear over there. We could have made horns out of that. But it came out perfect. Perfect. Alrighty guys, I'll see you when we are back inside. Okay guys, here she is, fresh out of the pickle pot. That is a nice chunk of copper right there. Like I said, I'm going to cut this off, trim it up, and then I'm going to detail it out, which is going to take me some time because it's going to be a lot of cutting into this and grooving stuff out and then polishing it up. But I think we're going to end up with a really, really, really good large skull mold out of this. So I will get back at you. This is going to take probably, I don't know, I might have to work on this on and off for a week or so to get it where I want it. Alrighty guys, we'll get back at you when we start working on it.